This morning, newly declassified information is shedding light on what the suspected Chinese spy balloon may have been capable of.
FBI counterintelligence experts on electronic spying are studying the debris. A senior U.S. official says the amount recovered so far adds up to about the size of a small car. But searchers say the balloon was carrying a payload as large as a regional jet, and it's not yet clear what sensitive intelligence the Chinese may have gotten. During a public Senate hearing yesterday, tempers flared with lawmakers in both parties expressing anger and frustration over the Biden administration's handling of the incursion into U.S. airspace.
I'm so angry. I want to use other words, but I'm not going to. The fact of the matter is, Alaska is the first line of defense for America.
My question really is why we are so late to the game in not only discovering but taking action against them. And that is a challenge that we need to confront as democracy.
For more on this, we are joined by NBC News Congressional correspondent Julie Tsirkin and senior fellow and military expert at Defense Priorities, Daniel Davis. Thank you both for joining us. Julie, let's start with you and that hearing yesterday. We saw some tense moments. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle visibly frustrated with how the situation was handled. They also had a classified briefing behind closed doors. So what did you hear from lawmakers?
Yeah, and this was in many ways their first chance to grill officials from the State Department, from Defense, grill them primarily on the question of if this happens again, are we prepared to deal with it? And that's the question not only coming from Republicans, but also from Democrats, as you heard from Senator Tester, who led that Defense Appropriations Subcommittee hearing into this issue. I mean, you can imagine how much more tense this would have been if Republicans had led the first hearing in the House, but it really tells you a lot that Tester was angry. He said he didn't want this balloon flying over Montana, much less the rest of the U.S. And then following that hearing, we had the classified briefing in which they were able to ask officials more sensitive questions. Many, they didn't get answers into that public hearing portion of the day. I want you to take a listen to what Senator Tester had to say and that what Senator Daines, a fellow Montana senator, had to say after that classified briefing. Watch.
The truth is, we think we know what they were going to collect. We don't know. That scares the hell out of me. Because quite frankly, I'll just tell you, I don't want a damn balloon going across the United States.
Guarantee you, they could have taken that balloon down, that spy balloon, and the greatest risk would have been hitting a cow, a prairie dog, or an antelope.
Now, look, I did speak to some Democrats coming out of that classified briefing who were satisfied. Senator Durbin, a top Democrat, told me he has full confidence that the administration can prepare and knows how to handle this in the future. Senator Mitt Romney on the Republican side said that the administration made the U.S. proud in how they handled this issue. So it really depends which corner you are from in the U.S., depending on what reaction you're going to get from these lawmakers, because obviously, as you heard from Senator Lisa Murkowski, who represents the state of Alaska, she was angry that Alaska was sort of counted out in the significance of this balloon because it spent some time flying over that portion of the country before it made its way into the lower 48.
And Daniel, let's bring you in because notably China claimed this was just a weather balloon and that it was blown off course. But according to the State Department, the balloon had multiple antennas capable of collecting signals intelligence, and the balloon maker actually has proven ties to the Chinese military. So what exactly does that tell you about how serious this incident was and what kind of intelligence the balloon may have been collecting?
Yeah, first, just on what it was, I mean, there's actually no question about it because we had U-2 spy plane fly close by to take detailed photographs of it. So we know, very clearly this was not just some weather balloon that went off course. And of course, once we collect the rest of that wreckage off the seafloor, we'll have even more intelligence on that. But I do think that we have to be a little cautious about, making too much an issue of this. Because, look, that balloon is one of the lower issues that China has to spy on the United States. And, of course, their low Earth orbit satellites have much larger payloads, can get much more of both signals intelligence and physical intelligence with photographs, high-resolution photographs. So this kind of thing goes on all the time. We do it every day against China. And it's just something we have to be careful of, but we don't need to make too big of an issue of it, that this one balloon is a bigger issue than it really is.
Julie, real quickly here, the House unanimously passed a resolution condemning this spy balloon, but that doesn't really carry much weight. That's more symbolic. What else could we expect to see from Congress?
It doesn't have much teeth, but I think it's important to note that this resolution started off as a very different idea. I reported over the weekend that Republicans were actually considering a resolution disapproving of the Biden administration's handling of this. They ended up passing something unanimously that disapproved of China and the surveillance balloon to begin with. So I think that tells you that Congress really wants to stick together on this issue. There's a bipartisan subcommittee in the House, the China Select Subcommittee led by a Republican, Mike Gallagher, and a Democrat, Raja Krishnamurthy, and they're going to be examining the issue of China as a whole, not only when it comes from this balloon, but also as it comes to TikTok, other matters of national security. And so I think your guest is absolutely right. Like, this is definitely a big issue, but there are a lot of other things going on with China and the U.S. and a lot of other things that Congress has their eyes on and hopes to keep this as a bipartisan focus.
Julie Tsirkin and Daniel Davis, thank you both for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.